Good.
Good morning. Welcome to the Anderson Area YMCA. I'm Lisa, and we're going to do a little bit of Yogalates this morning. So for those of you that have practiced with me before, hey George, hey Jack, Leela, miss you guys. This is a little bit of a blend between yoga and Pilates. So we'll start with some yoga stretches, and then we'll move into some Pilates work and some other core work. It's a pretty well-rounded routine when you get finished. So please work at your own pace. Nothing you do should cause you pain. And if you have something, you don't have to have an actual yoga strap. Maybe the tie to your bathrobe or a softer belt or something you could use. You can even use a towel if you kind of roll it up a little bit as a strap. You don't have to have a strap this morning, but they are handy to have. So if you can grab that real quick, get your water, get your mat, and then just find a comfortable seated position to start with. Excuse me, and I'll just tell you guys to begin with that my allergies and my asthma are not mixing very well this morning, so I'm gonna have to cough a little bit, and I apologize ahead of time. Sit up nice and tall, and then roll your shoulders back and down. And I'm gonna try to use a louder voice so that there won't be the problems that we had last time, so that maybe you can hear me a little bit better. Rolling the shoulders, extending the spine, and then just settling in to find your breath. Once you have track of your breath, just go ahead and extend the exhale just a little bit longer than your inhale. And maybe as you're doing that, inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. And then when you're ready, just leave your chin turned to the side. Drop the shoulders. Try to always keep the shoulders away from your ears. Tilt the chin toward the shoulder. And then exhale the chin across the chest to the opposite side. Come up in parallel. And then tilt the chin toward the shoulder maybe. And then sweep the chin side to side a few times. Let the chin come to rest at the center line of the body. Round the chin up, extend the spine, pull the belly in, and retract your chin. Pull it straight back. From retraction, roll your chin up. Inhale. Exhale. Take a little seated cat-cow, warming up the spine. Shift and squirm and wiggle. We've got to melt the fuzz that grows overnight in the body. Get loose. And then we're going to work on stretching the hips to warm us up, because in Pilates we use the hips. So feet together in a bound angle if you can. Tilt the sits bones back, extend the spine up, keep the shoulders down. Breathe. Just let the legs feel heavy. Want to add a little bit, take the elbows out and maybe round the head forward. Remember to work at your own pace. Nothing should be painful. Inhale, exhale, rounding up. We're going to stretch the legs out, but grab your strap or your towel if you have it, so you can use a towel, or you can actually the heels down into the mat and into the strap. Pull the belly in, extend your spine. Inhale, exhale, hinge at your hips. Pull the shoulder blades together behind you and tighten your biceps a little bit. Breathe. If you want to add a little bit of a deeper stretch to the hamstrings, tighten the quadriceps. So tighten the front of your thighs to stretch more in the back of the thighs. And for the last part of this lengthening pose, we can release the back. So let the low, the mid, and the upper back release. Maybe the head rounds toward the legs. Inhale, exhale, rounding up gently. Place the soles, or the strap on the sole of the left foot and fold your right foot in. So your right foot can go anywhere along the inside of your left leg, just not against your knee. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Basically the same setup as both legs out, just one folded. Hinge. Lengthen the flat back out over the leg. Draw those shoulders back and down. Inhale, exhale, releasing toward the leg maybe. Inhale, exhale, coming up. We'll go to the opposite leg, but first, step the folded leg over, flat-footed, lace your fingers, and take some big cat-cow stretches. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round away, maybe even to the low back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe one more time on this side. Inhale. Try to keep your heel anchored on that long leg. And then as you come up, stretch the leg out. Fold the opposite leg in. And then set the strap one more time here. Lengthen, inhale, exhale, hinge. Excuse me. Take a deep breath in, inhale. Exhale, lengthen a little further, and then maybe release down toward the leg. Inhale, exhale, rounding up, and then step that folded leg over, flat-footed, lengthen, lift the heart, inhale, exhale, round the spine. You can go further down if you like, but try to keep that long leg heel anchored. Inhale, we're stretching the spine out, warming up, giving a little massage to the spine maybe. One more time. And this will lead us right into our first basic Pilates move. So we're going to go into a roll back. Heels are on the mat, but the balls of the feet are really light if they touch at all. Hands behind the thighs, lift the heart, drop the shoulders, pull the belly in, and just begin to paste your back to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the back, exhale to roll back up. Try not to come all the way forward because that disconnects what you set up. So stop and start at the same space if you can. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. You don't have to use your legs if you don't want to, but they are a really great assist if you need it to keep your heels down and your movement connected. And breathe. So when we get to the 100 on our next move, I'm going to show you 3 variations so that you can work where you need to be working this morning, okay? Now go ahead on this next one and slowly roll all the way to the mat. Scoot down a little bit. And once you're down on the mat, we're going to practice a little Pilates stance before we do anything else. So shoulder blades together underneath you, belly pulled to the spine, arms at your sides. If your legs can go to 90, you put your heels together and your toes apart. Make your feet into a V. When you do that, you press your heels into each other, you press and tighten your inner thighs, and you squeeze the seat. That's Pilates stance, okay? So when we go into the basic, or the very basic 100, we're still going to use Pilates stance. We're just going to put our knees over our hips, feet in a V, belly to the floor, head forward. Arms, shoulders backing down, arms long, and then you pull the belly in more, and you pump here and breathe. Inhaling for the count of 5, exhaling for the count of 5. So it's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 4, 5. So just take a slight break right here, because I'm going to go to the next level. You can stay with the knees bent, or you can take the legs to 90. If your head gets tired from being up, please rest it down, but pick it back up as soon as you can. Heels together, toes apart, thighs are squeezing, seat is squeezing, belly is pulling to the floor. You're not holding your breath. Head up, shoulders back and down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 5. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. You can again take a small break here to decide whether you want to go back to the basics, to the beginners, or to the intermediate advanced position, which is heels together, toes apart, shoulders down, belly in, legs to 45. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 5. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. Keep pumping and breathing. Rest your head if you need to. 5. One more set. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale all the breath away. Hug your knees, rest your head. And then we're going to stretch a little bit more right here before we continue with the Pilates. So since we're right here set up for single straight leg stretch, put the strap on the sole of your right foot. Lengthen the leg straight up. Turning the heel in and the toes out will help you stay in your Pilates stance and stretch in that position. And just hold and breathe here. Elbows resting, shoulders resting, or you can take your left leg straight out and lengthen through both legs. I'm trying to hold maybe 3 full breaths or more if you have time. And then bend the left knee, cross the right leg over, we'll switch sides in a second. Take your right hand through, pick up that left leg and come into a little reclining pigeon, pressing your right elbow out against your right thigh. And when you're ready, put the left foot down, uncross the right. This time the strap goes on the sole of your left foot. And then you press the heel up and the hip down. Drop the shoulders, breathe. Maybe extend the right leg. And then we'll bend the right leg, cross left. Send the left arm through. Pick up the right leg. Press that left elbow out maybe. And then bring the feet down. We're going to come into the Pilates roll-up exercise. But for a lot of people, when they first learn this, they have to use a little extra arm or a little change in the legs, and I'd rather you not do that. So the first thing I want you to do is to come back up for a second. And if you need to, you use the legs bent and you just come back to a roll back here, because this is a really great core exercising move and it gets into the spine like Pilates does. So this is a good option. Or put your feet in Pilates stance, heels together, toes apart, keep the heels down. The legs have to stay down. So if the feet are popping up, then you're going to need to bend your knees a little bit, okay? And then you roll all the way back to start position, which is heels together, toes apart, arms at your sides, shoulders down, belly in. And then you're going to bring your head up. When you bring your head up and your arms in front of your ears here, that's where they stay the whole set. Never take your head farther back, please, unless you're just resting. Or take your arms back behind you, because that's going to flare your ribs up, and you want to keep everything pushing down into the mat. So you inhale here, and you slowly, no pumping your arms, you slowly exhale. Takes me a minute the first time or so. Arms stay on a tabletop, you roll in between the arms into the belly, inhale there. You exhale and you roll out one vertebra at a time. Stopping with the head forward and the arms in front of the ears. Inhale, exhale. We're going to do 3 more repetitions. So if you get stuck, instead of umping your arms to get up, bend your knees a little bit, catch the thighs, and as you come up, press the legs out, roll in between, inhale, bend the knees a little, catch the thighs, roll back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale a bit at the middle, exhale. Let's do one more. Keep everything in place. Don't hold your breath. Inhale, exhale. And then as you roll back down, I keep sliding. Get back into start position, please. Heels together, toes apart, shoulders down, belly in. We're going to come into something called a single leg circle. So your right leg comes straight up at 90, heel in and toes out. If you have a hard time straightening the back of your right leg here, bend your left knee slightly. No weight on your left foot. The goal is to try to keep your hips from rocking. So pull the belly in, keep the ribs in, arms down, and watch your right heel. You're going to take it slightly left, down, right, and back up. So we're going to go 5 in one direction and 5 the other. Try not to rock and roll at the hips. Across, down, around, up. Across, down, around, up. Across, down, around, up. One more. Lengthening through the long leg as well. And then pull the belly in and reverse, out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up. One more. Then I want you to lift your head up so that you're pressing your back down to scissor switch your legs. Turn the heels in and the toes out, anchor the hips, pull the belly in, and go right, down, left, up, across, down, around, up, across, down. I'm just testing my hips here too, making sure that they stay as steady as I can keep them. Across, down, around, up. Hold. Pull the belly in reverse. Out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up, out, down, around, up. Maybe one more time, because I have not a good counter. And then you can bring that leg in. And this time, just hug your knees for a breath. Bring your nose up to your knees. We're going to add a little basic core work while we're here on our back. So we're just going to come into a hollow body hold for a couple of breaths, okay? And there are lots of variations of this hold. Starting with the legs in the basic 100 position. Heels together, toes apart, knees over hips. Head forward, shoulders down, arms long, just reach. You can hold here, pulling. You just want to go concave as much as you can at your belly. Hold and breathe. If you want a little more challenge, you can lengthen the legs, come up a little bit more. you want a little bit more challenge, you can take your arms back a little, keep pulling it in the middle. You can always go out a little farther, just don't let your back come up off the ground. And then hug your knees. While we're still on the back, we're going to work a couple of hip presses or shoulder bridges, you might know them. So fingers and toes press, palms and soles press, back of the upper arms press. Inhale, lift your hips. Draw your shoulder blades together, press higher. Squeeze the seat and try to feel like you're pressing the tops of the thighs down into the mat as you press fingers, toes, palms and soles. Slowly roll down. We'll just do a few repetitions here. Inhale up, squeeze, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. So you can hold, stay with the hold, or you can do those up-down repetitions, or you might try this variation that I'm going to show you. I'll start on the left side. So inhaling, lift the hips, extend the left leg, pull the belly in, and you're just going to open and close while you stay in your lift. Open, close, open, close, open, close. One more time. And then bring the leg in and roll down. Maybe hug your knees for a breath in between. Excuse me. You can rock and roll. We're going to do the same thing, or try the same thing rather, on the right side. Doesn't always work the same on both sides, but we'll try. Big inhale, lift and squeeze. Right leg extends. Try to keep it the same height as the opposite leg, and then go out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. One more. And then bend, roll down, hug your knees. Lift your nose to your knees this time. Maybe circle around. And then roll yourself up. Round yourself over for a breath. Sitting nice and tall, we're going to wring out the spine a little bit here. Inhale, exhale, take a twist. Inhale, exhale, take a twist. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to roll ourselves back to the mat. And we're going to do a little bit of a heel tap here. So it's a side body move basically, where you bring your feet in and you try to tap your heels. So your head is up, shoulders are down, belly is in, and you're just reaching and reaching, reaching, reaching. Breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then to keep a little bit into the obliques while we're here, or to stay with the obliques, cup your hands, base of the head, elbows go wide. And as you crunch, it's opposite arm, outside, opposite knee. So it's exhale, 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 exhale. 8, 7, counting backwards, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then if you want, hug your knees again, or, excuse me, take a slow windshield wiper. Breathe. We're going to come up and do a Pilates exercise called rolling like a ball. So hug your knees, head up, and roll up, and move up to the front of your mat. So when you roll like a ball, you try to keep everything exactly where you set it up. If that's not working, the And you can always go back to our rounding here because this is just a really great exercise, okay? Otherwise, one hand over each ankle and you balance. So your feet are dangling, knees are apart, shoulders go down, belly goes in, head goes in. And you just try to hold everything as you roll back to the upper shoulders, never your neck if you can help it. So you inhale back and you exhale up. Drop your shoulders, I did. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. And you try to slow your roll, if you will, so that you might be able to hold at the back until you're ready to come up. 2 more. 1 more. And that's rolling like a ball, or our version of it anyway. Now, we're going to go right into an exercise, excuse me, called single leg stretch. Try to keep the outside arm reaching to the ankle, like we started here for rolling like a ball. So the right arm reaches the right ankle each time, the left hand reaches the left ankle. Right now, I want right hand on the right ankle, left hand on the right knee, and you draw that knee with you down to the mat. Shoulders down, head up. Left leg goes out at a 45-degree angle. Try to touch your right heel to the inside of your left thigh. So your feet are in Pilates stance. Shoulders down, head up. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand, left ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand, right ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand, left ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You got the idea. Let's do 2 more. And then just take a break on your mat for a second. Hug your knees, rest your head. It's usually the neck that needs just a little bit of a break. Have to have the head up the whole set this time, so don't rest the head unless you have to. This time you're doing double leg stretch. Keep the feet in a giant flex V. 1 hand over each ankle, shoulders down, head up, belly to the spine. You're going to inhale long, arms right in front of your ears, legs to 45. And then your arms go halfway, your knees come to your shoulders, and then your arms wrap back around. So I'm going to say inhale long, arms around, exhale down. Excuse me. Inhale long, arms around, exhale down. Inhale long, arms around, exhale down. Inhale long, arms around. Let's do that one more time. And then rest. Breathe. Rock and roll across the back if it feels good. Circle the knees around. We're going to come into single straight leg stretch. So we did single leg here, and we did double leg. Now we're going to single straight leg. So keep your strap close by if you can. You might want to stretch the legs a little bit more as we set this up. Both legs go to 90. Heels together, toes apart. And then I'm going to reach both hands up to my right ankle. So my head comes up, I reach my right ankle. Try to keep the leg straight behind your knee. So if you have to hold a little bit at the calf or even at the thigh, you can do that. Just don't bend this leg up. Bring the leg with you as you come back down. There's your stretch. Now, when we get ready to work, head is up, shoulders are down, belly is in, both heels are turned in and toes out. I'm going to lower my left leg a little bit, and my goal is to switch the legs to the opposite leg's position and keep the legs straight. So, switch, 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 switch. Use your hips and your abdominals to move the legs. Switch, 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 hold, and then just breathe. It's not about how big you can sweep the leg, it's about the control and where you stop and start your movement in Pilates. It's about being more exact rather than just a big sweeping momentum movement. So now we're going to come into double straight leg stretch, okay? So that was single straight leg stretch because we were holding one leg at a time. Now we're going to come into double. Cup your hands, base of the head, elbows wide, shoulders down, belly in, legs to 90, heels together, toes apart. This time I want you to flex your ankles like you have a tray on top of your feet. Pull the belly in and press the heels to the sky as you crunch elbows back. Hold your position. Lower the legs. Lengthen them first a little bit more and then lift. Lengthen them to the sky, just a hair width more before you lower. Lengthen to lift. Lengthen to lower. Lengthen to lift. Getting that little tiny bit extra length is really a challenge for me. Lower. Lift. Do one more. Lower. And lift. Hug your knees. I'm gonna check my sheet, sorry. Okay, we're gonna do a yoga stretch here before we come back to our core work, okay? So, lengthen out on the mat fully. Legs out long, arms out overhead, and reach one end from the other. Take the biggest breath, the biggest reach you can make. Exhale. And do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your arms down, bend your knees, please. And we're just going to take a little bit of a spinal twist here to loosen up again. Right knee over left, legs go left, shoulders and back, try to flatten and release on the mat. Just take a few breaths. Inhale, exhale, coming back to center, left over right, legs go right, and again, you try to tuck the shoulder blades underneath and try to keep your shoulders down and just breathe. If something is painful, don't do it. Just back out of it a little bit or change it altogether. There's a big difference between intensity, discomfort, and pain. In core work or Pilates, we feel a lot of intensity, sometimes some discomfort, but it should not be painful. Back to center, pull the belly in. And then we're going to roll up just to have a seat and roll back a little bit, because we're going to come into a little bit of a Russian twist. Okay, and there are several ways to do a Russian twist. I prefer to keep my heels farther away with my toes floating, lengthen and hinge back a bit so that I'm going to be going here. Okay, and you can go bigger by taking your hands down if you want, but a lot of people prefer to do it with their feet floating. So whatever works for you. Exhale, 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 exhale. I feel like I twist everything too much when my feet are up. So I'm going to keep my feet down and try not to shift too much. Pull the belly in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just fold the legs and round over. We're going to come into a yoga pose called boat or navasana, and it's a core strengthening pose. So you can go back to a Russian twist if you don't like boat, or you can try to hold boat pose with me for a few breaths. Excuse me. Knees and feet align. Flex your ankles. Shoulders down, heart up, breathe. You hold here. You can lighten your grip, or you can let go, but keep your heart up. When your legs start to fall, that's when you need to take a break. You can also extend your legs here, and extend your arms here. Whoop, there I go. So I'm going to take a small break and come back. Haven't done boat pose in a while, honestly. I need to. Heart up, shoulders down. Maybe you just hold here. Maybe you go here. And then then we'll take a small break here and stretch our legs out in front of us on the mat. We're coming into a Pilates move called spine stretch forward. It's not to be confused with the yoga stretch we did at the beginning, the seated forward fold, where we hinged and came out long over our legs. Spine stretch forward keeps a 90-degree bend at your hip, so don't fold the front of the hip toward the front of the thigh if you can help it. Anchor your heels hip width apart, no Pilates stance this time. Flex your ankles, extend your spine, relax your shoulders back and down. Arms are going to stay shoulder width, shoulder height, so drop those shoulders, pull the belly in. Now you squeeze your inner thighs, your seat, and your belly to get taller. Get as tall as you can, hold everything at the base from your ribs down in place. Inhale, and then exhale, roll in between the arms into the belly. Inhale there, exhale, stack yourself up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Get a little bit taller each time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Get taller, taller, taller. Squeeze the seat the whole time. Exhale, keep squeezing the seat, squeeze the seat, squeeze the seat. Keep breathing, squeeze more to come up. And then release. So from spine stretch forward, we're going to come into a seated twist. Excuse me. Same rules apply. Heels press, squeeze the seat, extend the spine. Only we're just going to cross our arms here. I want you to pay close attention. You can even lift your elbows if you like. Pay close attention to where those elbows track. They need to stay directly in front of your shoulders so they don't cross over the body, okay? No letting the arms get ahead of you. Press the feet, squeeze the seat, up, 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 up through the spine, pull the belly in, and then just from the base of your ribs, that's where your twist comes from. Keep pulling the belly in. Don't let the arms get around in front of you. Keep twisting, twisting, twisting from the belly. Come back to center, getting taller. Don't shift your feet or your hips. Inhale. Pull the belly in, twist from your ribs. Exhale. It's not going to be very big movement, not for me anyway. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. And release. Roll out your shoulders. So we have one or two more core strengthening moves before we start to cool down a little bit. So I'm going to scoop my hips forward so that I have bent knees, plus I make sure I'm mat behind me. We're going to come into what's called a practice teaser. So there is one rule that's extremely important in practice teaser, and that is that the knees and the thighs stay together and level. So don't change that if you change anything, okay? Heels together, toes apart. Tuck your tailbone under. When I recline, I'm going to set my legs up first, and then I'm going to recline because I want to see what my legs are doing. Right leg extended, heel in, toes out. Knees even, thighs even, and they stay together. Okay? So if you find that you can't get up, move your feet a little farther away from you. Head up, shoulders down, arms in front of your ears, just like we've been setting up. Inhale, and then you exhale, and you let your fingertips float out past the tips of your toes. Everything has to lengthen away, hard up, but you try not to change the legs. Exhale, roll back. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then rolling down. Put the right leg down. Keep your head up. Left leg, heel in, toes out. Level the heels. Level the knees and not the heels, the knees and the thighs. Head down, shoulders under, arms up, head up. Inhale. Exhale. Ooh, take your time. I have to. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Woo. There it is. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the belly in, lengthen, 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 lift your heart. roll down and hug your knees. That's called practice teaser. If you want to practice that at home when you're not trying to listen to me maybe, use your ottoman or your couch. And so you just set that one heel very, very lightly on the cushion and match the other leg to the thigh. Try not to press down, but almost levitate the leg. Not on purpose lifting up, but keep it very light against the furniture as a prop to help you build practice teaser. So we have one more Pilates move, but we're going to combine it. So you can either do a reverse curl or something in Pilates called a jackknife, okay? So as you round down, hug your knees. Sorry. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Reverse curl has many positions, so if you want to start by just having your arms down, shoulder blades pull under, pull the belly in, you can go from right here, that knee over hip position again, and just lift, okay? So just do a reverse curl here. If you want to go a little bit bigger, take your legs to 90, heels together, toes apart, and just reverse curl here. That's setting up a little bit of a start of a jackknife, okay? So the actual jackknife is for you to lift, and then lift, and then roll. Lift, lift, round. Lift, lift, round, okay? So you don't have to go that big right away. Let's just do two more if we can. Or you could just do your reverse curls. And you bring your feet down. Take your windshield wipers again slowly. Just easing through the hips and the back. And we have been through all of the Pilates basic mat moves. We added in a couple of intermediate moves with them and some basic core strengthening moves. Blended that with some great yoga stretches. And so we're going to cool down a little bit now. Hug your knees in. Excuse me. Exhale your nose to your knees. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze. And then this time, if you want to lift your feet up, you roll slowly up and roll straight over. Stretching the hips and the back a bit. So ponytail was a bad idea. More core work. Inhale. Exhale, maybe rounding over one more time so that you get those hips to stretch out a little bit more. Rounding up. Rolling out your shoulders. So we're back basically where we started, where we're doing a little neck release. So roll those shoulders back and down and leave them there. Lengthen the spine, lean an ear to a shoulder. And then coming up, lean an ear to a shoulder. And then coming up, just turning the chin. Inhale and exhale. Just know that Pilates work, especially, but core work in general, tends to make people's necks a little stiff. So just stretch and rest your head down whenever you need to, and it will slowly get accustomed to the stretching and the strengthening. Tilting the chin. Rounding up, tilting the chin to the sky. And then relaxing the shoulders. Take one more big inhale, twist. Exhale. Inhale. Twist, exhale. Inhale. Reach around wide, maybe lace the fingers behind you, roll the heart up. If you have a slump during the middle of your day, anytime you do a heart opener like this, it energizes the body. So take some heart openers. Sweep out your arms. Inhale. And then finally, we'll exhale, bringing hands to heart center. Just to bow humbly to ourselves with gratitude for this time that we've taken to honor and nurture ourselves. And in yoga fashion, we finish sometimes by saying, Namaste. Thank you.